Understanding 3D printing. In order to understand how 3D printing works, you must have a basic understanding of 2D printing, as 3D printing technology is somewhat similar. Imagine that a 3D printer is like a 2D printer, and instead of the paper, you will introduce special rolls of plastic or metal. The fact is that the 3D printing revolution was only possible due to the highly powerful computers that we enjoy in this day and age. There was a time when computers were really slow and 3D printing technology was not commercially available. There is an increasing trend in the number of budget 3D printers that are being launched in the market, and more schools are including courses about 3D printing in their curriculum. The most amazing thing about 3D printing lies in the fact that it can solve one of our most challenging problems. Imagine that we can solve our housing problem and our food shortage problem with the help of 3D printed objects. Moreover, 3D printed objects can be manufactured out of recycled materials, and this is yet another big bonus point for this industry. Imagine that a 3D printer is a machine that can make copies of about almost anything. It may seem like science fiction, but this technology is already in use, and it is used intensely in traditional medicine, design and architecture, and even in the weapons industry. Cody Wilson, a 25-year-old Texas law student and gun enthusiast, has already designed the first 3D printed gun. With the ubiquity of 3D printed devices, you will be able to turn your garage into a small factory. Imagine that you could create everything that you want. All you need to do is to think of a big problem that you can solve for humanity, and you can become the next millionaire. I am quite confident that this book will be an eye-opener for those of you who have the vision and the ambition to realize that there is huge potential in this industry. There is a potential to solve a lot of problems, and if every one of us has the power to become a creative genius, every one of us will have the power to earn more money. I truly believe in the power of 3D printing, and I hope that this book will offer you a new vision about this industry. I think that 3D printers are one of the most powerful inventions that mankind has ever created, besides the computer and the printing press. And we are just beginning to realize how many problems we can solve with these machines. Chapter 2. Learn how to replicate objects with 3D scanning technology. With the power of modern computers, we can achieve things that seemed impossible. In order to successfully print a 3D object, you need to have the blueprint. But if you can scan that 3D object, you will not have to spend long hours in order to design it. It is quite amazing to think about the fact that such a technology exists. To begin with, this technology is here to replicate objects, and you can already buy a replicator that can do wonders. It is truly a wonder to replicate an object, and I encourage you to learn more about replicators. You will have to learn how to use some 3D replicator software, and this may not be that hard. In fact, if you have already used software such as 123D Design, you will not have any issues with this problem. The fact is that you need to modify the object according to your wishes, and you may have to use replicator software for this job. Many devices can turn a physical object into a digital 3D model. Various industries have deployed powerful 3D scanners, such as the RexScan CS Plus. This device works by spinning the object on a plate, which is surrounded by lasers that scan every little detail of that object. To scan large objects that cannot be placed on a turntable, there is always the solution of using a portable, high-end scanner. In a way, this system is quite similar to the X-ray system used by your dentists. They also use a fixed scanner for in-depth X-rays and a portable scanner, which is not quite so effective. The 3D portable scanner is usually moved slowly around an object in order to capture its shape. There is always the option to use personal 3D scanners, and these scanners are a lot cheaper. For example, the MakerBot digitizer retails for around $800.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.